was tagged by Robbie over at Frekifitwolf. He did a Halloween tag. I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays. And he tagged me. So I'm going to answer these questions. I am going to tag Joan over at Joan's Pointed Plate. Lainey at Laineyslife. Valerie Reese, because I always tag Valerie Reese. And Kim over at Girl on Her Phone. How's that sound? Those 4 people. I'll leave links to all of the channels down below, and I'll also leave the questions. So if you guys want to do a tag, you're it. You can answer them down in the comments below, or you can put a video up. If you do your own video, let me know, and I will share your link. So with that being said, let's get started. There's 10 questions. The first one is, what is your favorite Halloween costume you've ever worn? I just don't really wear costumes too much. My favorite costume, I guess, is one that I made with people at work, because we had a contest at work and we came in 2nd place. And I'll leave a picture right here. This was back in the 90s. We went as the Spice Girls, and I was not big. So that I'm not the least bit crafty, so I think I did pretty good making that costume. When I was a kid, always my dream was that we could go to the dime store and get one of those costumes in the package with the little plastic mask. No, my mother said, here's a needle and thread, here's an old shirt, cut it up, make patches. You can either go as a bum or a clown. So we were always a bum or a clown every year. So I never had costumes. And then one year I went, I don't have the picture of it though. I went as a scarecrow, and I put a crow on my, pinned it on my shoulder, because the one year I've been dyeing my, well, I don't dye it anymore obviously, but when I was like 18 is when I started turning gray. So I've been dyeing my hair for a long time. And one year somebody had put the wrong bottle, and it was right around Halloween time, now that I'm thinking about it, but they had switched the bottles around, and I thought I was dyeing my hair like a auburn, like a reddish, because I like to bring out the red in my highlights. And somebody had switched it for jet black, and so my hair came back so black, it was like almost blue. It was so black, if you know what I mean, how dark the black hair was. And I was a lunch mother, and the kids used to call me Mrs. Scarecrow. So I went as a scarecrow for Halloween. And then one year we went, what else did I go as? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. What is your favorite Halloween candy? I don't have a particular favorite Halloween candy, because I like all kinds of candy. And I know everybody loves the candy corn. I'll eat the candy corn. I'm not that, yeah, I could take it or leave it. But I would say my favorite Halloween candy would be the little tiny little Snickers bars. I like the little Snickers bars. And I like the Hershey's dark chocolate miniatures. Number 3, do you like horror films? Not particularly. What is your favorite? If I had to pick a favorite, it would probably be The Shining. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. You'd have to watch the movie to know what that means, because it's a Jack Nicholson movie. It was a Stephen King book, which Stephen King is one of my favorite authors. So I guess that would be classified as a horror film, but I'm classifying it as one. What is your favorite Halloween movie? Now, I don't necessarily know that it's a Halloween movie, but I love Beetlejuice. You know, if I knew what I knew now, I wouldn't have had my little accident. It's one of the lines I love. I love that. And then the one where he goes to the Black Plague. I love that too. But, and I also like Hocus Pocus. So, I mean, that's a standard Halloween movie. And anything like cartoony. I love cartoon movies. So, you know, like Scooby-Doo or Peanuts or stuff like that. I like those kind of movies. Are you superstitious? No, not really. You know, I'll walk under a ladder. I'll let a black cat walk in front of me. I'll break a mirror. Not by looking at it, though. I'm too beautiful for that. But no, I don't think... The only thing I would say is, I guess this would be superstitious, but maybe it's not. I think it's more karma, because I do believe that whatever you throw out into the atmosphere is going to come back and smack you. So I always like it to smack me with good, smack me with good. So I like to throw out as much good as I can, because sometimes if I do something bad, it does come back. So I guess that would be what I would be superstitious about. Creepiest thing that ever happened to you? Creep. So I won't listen to I saw that Robbie tagged me, and then I stopped watching because I didn't want to be influenced by his answers. The creepiest thing that ever... Oh! I know. When Jim and I were dating, when he was in the service, he got drafted. And he was very fortunate he didn't have to go to Vietnam, although he was drafted during the Vietnam War. He came close a couple times, but he never actually was sent over. But he was home on leave, and we were engaged, and... close your ears if you don't want to hear this, but Jim, I really was a virgin. I was a virgin when I got married, but that's not to say that I didn't fool around a little bit. My kids know, I've told them. But we had gone to a motel when he was home on leave one time so that we could have some alone time. And he didn't lock the door. And we were in bed, and completely naked, obviously. And we were done with doing what we were doing. We didn't go all the way. And, I know, TMI. I know it's TMI. I'm gonna have 70. This happened way back when I was like 17, 18 years old. Well, how old would I have been? I think I was 18. I was legal. I was a legal adult. But, so anyway, he didn't lock the door. And then Jim fell asleep, and I was just like laying there. And some guy came into the door, and got on the end of the bed and started taking his shoes and socks off. He was drunk. And I went, oh my God. It's like, oh my God, it was so creepy. And like, I kicked the guy, I go, get the hell out of here. And Jim, I'm hitting, wake up. And he woke up, and the guy, he was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing in here? And so he went out, and he ran out the door because he just thought, he obviously was in the room next to us, and he thought he left the door unlocked. Sorry about that. That must have been Jim. Or that was Jim, but he must have been listening to my conversation somewhere in here, and he's saying, don't talk about that. But anyway, so the guy left the room, and then I told Jim, I said, we got to go home now. We have to go home because this is too creepy. This is just too creepy. And so then we got in the car, and the car wouldn't start. And so he says, well, I'm going to have to call somebody to come pick us up. And I go, oh, we are not calling anybody that we know. And he says, well, we got to call somebody. So he called a couple of his friends, and none of them were home. And, or, because nobody had cell phones back then. And so then he said, well, we're going to have to call your dad. And I'm going, my dad? My dad? And then I looked, and there was a gas station next door. I said, we're pushing this car over to that gas station first, and then we're going to just tell them that there was no mechanic on duty, and then he can come pick us up here. So we pushed the car over to the gas station and called my dad, and then my dad came and gave us a jump, and because we didn't really need a jump, but we kept pretending like the car wouldn't start. So he went and hooked up the battery cables, and we got the car a jump. But anyway, that's the creepiest thing I think that would happen to me. Not that necessarily Halloween, but it was creepy. Do you decorate for Halloween? This is the first year I haven't decorated for Halloween. I always decorate for Halloween, but my grandkids aren't coming over. They came over Sunday for Jim and Jimmy's birthday, but no, because I usually put everything out, and I have like little Halloween houses and pumpkins and scarecrows and stuffed animals, and I got things that hang and all that. No, I didn't put anything out. I feel kind of bad, but it's just like, what's the point? Favorite monster or villain? Well, the Cookie Monster, of course. I love a good home-baked cookie. I'm going to love the Cookie Monster. And I do like the Count Dracula on Sesame Street, because I love puppets. I just absolutely love puppets. My family knows that there's a puppet that's going to send me a puppet show. They're going to send me a puppet. Like, so turn on channel 3, there's a puppet, and I'll turn on the channel, and there's a puppet there. I can see it. I love it. It's just, that's my favorite. I just love puppets. And my favorite villain. I don't really have a favorite villain. I don't know. I don't have a villain. But favorite monster would be Cookie Monster or the Count on Sesame Street. Are Are you doing anything for Halloween this year? If so, what? Wah, wah, wah. Nope, nothing. I'm probably going to make like little Halloween bags for the kids that are like right around my neighborhood that I know, and I'll give them to them, but I'm not going to hand out candy because I just don't want a bunch of, I know I'm still being kind of paranoid, but our numbers in Michigan are starting to go back up again, and I'm just trying to be really careful. So just a few little kids that are around, and then my grandkids, I'll make something up special for them too, but I'm not gonna do that. And this is the first year I'm not doing that either. We usually always play creepy music, and you know, we have a fire going, and you know, all of it. We have fun with it, but it's kind of now. What is your favorite Halloween song? Oh, you know what? I thought of another favorite monster or villain. Not that it was a favorite. I don't know that it's really a monster or a villain, but I love Rocky Horror. He was from another planet. I think he would have been a villain. I liked him. But what is your favorite Halloween song? The Monster Mash. He did the mash. He did the Monster Mash. I guess that would be my favorite Halloween song. Anyway, those are the 10 questions. Thank you, Robbie, over at Frekifitwolf, for tagging me. Also, I'm reminding you that I'm tagging Joan over at Joan's Pointed Plate. Kim over at A Girl on Her Phone, Lainey at Laineyslife, and Valerie Reese. So hopefully you guys can do it. Like I said, if any of you do the tag, let me know, and I will share your video and answer the questions down below. I'd like to see what your answers are. And as always, have fun. Have fun. You know, I know it's kind of hard this time of year to think about things other than COVID and the election and everything like that, but it's Halloween. Let's have fun. This is the time of year where you can be spooky. Okay, talk to you guys. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, and share it if you think somebody might like to see it. And as always, stay safe.